YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto. If you can, after this get down, go over there, hit me with a like, which is a thumbs up, and that'll let me know I'm sending my stuff. Today I got a special guest right here. Someone we never had come to the platform. And what I mean, someone that never came to the platform is a Crip coming to bless the platform on 89 on up. So before we do the introduction of him and all that, we're gonna play a piece of his soundtrack and a piece of his music, homie.
Real South Central, nigga, all the way around, nigga. East, west, north to south, nigga. Amazing. I represent it. People like two-tone from front hood. Get money, get rich, get back, smoke good. I'm day one. Fuck what the niggas say. I'm BT Kilo, aka Stimm from 7A. You get hating, don't merit any attention. Nigga, I'ma keep banging. Why you sitting there bitching? I'm wishing life was never stole from Chipmunk. From Trey Hoover, he was far from a punk. Shit, he never made it to the 9th grade, but left a legacy behind to take the monks to the next page. Real talk, you better do your research. How many 11-year-olds you know will let a heat squirt? It was sad how the boy had to leave us, but only Lord knows how hard it was on Felicia. Right now, she's sitting up in the pizza on the set. Nigga, if you know you need to write and go see it, cause niggas banging ain't easy. It's a hard road, 30 years old, still in the zone. Still in the street, still putting them on. Sending out packages, arranging funeral homes. Young niggas run shit now. It ain't tripping. They got their own rules. It's totally different. Ain't got nothing to show. For all the years, my mama thinks I'm sick in the head. Cause I still care. My member Ray Cat, Big Rich from 6-0. The early 90s cuz used to stay next door. On the same block with Tiny Dope from 6'9" Coast. Man, they both repped in peace. Much love, you know. In 95 was me, Shady, T-Squally. From ETG, fucked me up when I heard they shot him. He was a loaster, whether you like it or not. Like the boy Ronald Purvis, Mr. Rat Original Swamps. Tubby from Westside Rules, Low Flow from Queen Street. Baby Slim from 97th Street, ECG. I used to sit on the island with him and look it out. His homie showed me some love too, for looking at him. Never forget about CC from Q102. We used to sit in this right weekend and smoke loot. Baby Ace from Blackstone, that's my nigga. And Baby AK too, I know you up there with you banging ain't easy. It's a hard road, 30 years old, still in the zone. Still in the street, still putting them on. Sending out packages, arranging funeral homes. Young niggas run shit down. It ain't tripping. They got their own rules. It's totally different. Ain't got nothing to show. For all the years, my mama thinks I'm sick in the head. Cause I still care. My boy Bingo, Morgan Avenue gangster. Young Logan, baby Wicked, went out banging. They say Kenny Nash had Pasadena flaming. And if you know Junior Guy, you know he kept it Langston. Ice from on the park, teed off from M Street. Bus head from front hood, Little Taco from Grape Street. Baby Mike JLB and on his haters. And that's back from East Side, 11 Bruce neighbors. Lil S from Broadway, Snoopy from 5 Trey. Sleep from 11-6, Stale from 8-8. The boy Stutterbox from Linwood in Hood. Remind me of Lil Blinky from Hillside E-Dub. Big Wacklow from Eastside Hustler. BT Broadhead from 900 Westside Palmer. My boys GB, Trick Captain E-Rock, Track Baby Pack and Cash. Y'all, I never stop banging, ain't easy. It's a hard road, 30 years old, still in the zone. Still in the street, still putting them on. Sending out packages, arranging funeral homes. Young niggas run shit now. They ain't tripping. They got their own rules. It's totally different. Ain't got nothing to show. For all these years, my mama thinks I'm sick in the head. Cause I still care.
Yeah, homie, that was some historical heat right there, homie. And yeah, that was some historical heat. And since you on the platform, go ahead and introduce yourself, loved one.
Yeah, man, I'm Tiny Stimm, 78th Street Hard Time Hustlers, man.
Right. So, Stein, at the time coming up, homie, at your youthful age, what was your introduction to the Crip life like?
Well, it was always prevalent, being around, because I lived on 82nd Street between Main and Broadway, right?
Right.
And it was like a melting pot. It was at the height of, the crack epidemic, when cats was booming. I mean, you got dudes that's 13 and 14, 15 years old, out here with lowriders. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes had money. Like, they was playing with it. And it was it wasn't just one set, in that area. You know what I mean? They had a motel off of Main, called the Bonco. You know what I mean? And man, look, if you know, around that area, man, you had A7s, Main Streets, Hoovers, Dennis Show Lines, Coasts, my homies, and Swans right down the street, man. I'm talking about cats was having loot.
So you seeing this at a young age.
Right. I'm a young dude, walking to the store, cat, this is the time when cats used to hang out in front of the liquor store 50 deep and shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
These motherfuckers that went to the county jail calling the liquor store to get one of the homies outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that time of era.
Yeah, it was that era, you know what I'm saying, where
Right.
cats was just running up to cars with Tide Bud. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so at
you
your
got young dudes out there just running up to cars. So,
right.
Me seeing all this and these dudes, mess with me as not as a homie, like on some you from the hood type shit. They was, basically looking out for the community. You know what I'm saying? They see a kid walking around, ice cream truck pull up, everybody, niggas is fighting each other who gonna buy the ice cream truck out for the kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you will see all these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And they, hey, little homie, could you clean my car out, man? I'll give you can have a change in the council. So that was my introduction, of meeting these certain dudes and knowing their names and what kind of cars they drive. You know what I mean? Which tribe they belong to. You know what I mean? And how to throw their stuff up and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So when I was there, it would be, hey, what's up, young homie? So it felt like a family. You know what I'm saying? The cat didn't really look at them as gang members, even though a nigga knew them as gang members. You know what I mean?
But it was a different cultural love then.
It was like a family orientation. And everybody was over there. And if they was over there at that time, and they'd tell you what, nobody tripping on each other. You know what I'm saying? It was more the police coming through, harassing people. And they was harassing kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it was more of, a big brother, uncle type situation. When you see these dudes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I came to enjoy that, that I was being seen. You know what I'm saying? I was being recognized. Not that I wasn't at home, but it was by younger people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't by my parents. You know what I'm saying? I was being acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of drew me in to where, I want to hang out with them, you know what I mean, and listen to EPMD and Ron Kim and, Boogie Down Productions while they drinking Brass Monkey and shooting dice and all this. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, I want me a curl. You know what I'm saying? I'm running around here with this messed up afro, man. I want me a curl. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, how you get your hair done? How you do that? And they like, and they'd see that cat was intrigued, you know what I'm saying, about what he's seeing. So they like, nah, nigga, you don't want no Jerry curl. You don't need no curl. You know what I mean? Basically, without saying, don't follow me. You know what I mean? But I took that as, oh, you must think I ain't one of y'all.
Right, I'm not cut out for this.
Right, like I ain't one of y'all, man. I'm one of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
So at these
And
young, not to cut you off, at this young youthful time, what school did you attend at that time?
75th Elementary School, man. Right there on Broadway, in between Main and Broadway, man. And that was, it was a melting pot there. You know, you had Bloods and Crips that, went to that school.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't Bloods and Crips, but, they was
Later became.
associated in some type of way, via family members or whatnot. When school let out, certain people will walk down Broadway, certain people will walk down Main.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we know the dudes that's going towards Main, you already know, man, that's the Bird Gang.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They Bird Gang for sure. You know what I mean? Or they had some type of ties to that.
Right.
You know
And everybody going up at Broadway was considered to be
right. Either Hoovers, the homies, closest, you know what I mean? It was like that.
right. So take everybody, Stein, real quick to the age that you considered to say, man, hey man, I'm ready to come up off the porch and become a part of this lifestyle at that time. Could you kind of brief us on what that was like, that transition from shooting marbles and knowing a dude, like you say, may walk towards Maine, some of us go towards Broadway. So once you finally put the stamp and seal on it and said, this is what I was going to do,
Right.
tell us about that, Stein, briefly.
All right, man. I would say, it was probably around 90 or 91. I can't remember because I go off of like music, you know what I'm saying? So 91 was Death Certificate by Ice Cube. So, matter of fact, I would have to say 89 because we was bumping Slick Rick, the Adventures of Slick Rick.
Right.
Right? So, Cash had these mountain boots. You know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly what you would call them, but
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
The beige one with the red strings.
Exactly. The black with the blue strings, homie.
Right?
Yeah.
So, moms come in. She thinks she's doing a good deed. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it. She came in and threw the beige ones at me. Say, here, boy. Here, use some shoes, right? And I looked at them, then I looked at the strings because they come originally with the red strings.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking, I'm like, Mama, I can't wear those. She like, what you mean you can't wear those? Like, nigga, you better put these motherfuckers on. I'm like, I can't wear them. And she like, why? And I was like, I just can't. Like, I don't like them. You know, it's like that, right? And she like, nah. What you mean you can't wear these?
Right.
So she was on me like, hey, look, I see who you hang out with. I see, who gives you money or whatnot for the ice cream truck. I know all this. Like, little nigga, you is not none of that. So don't get that shit out your head. And I was like, but I can't wear them. Because if I wear them, they gonna clown me.
Right.
In my mind, I'm like, yeah, they gonna get on me. For having them on. Like, bro, like, what is you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And our parents didn't know the severity of that.
Right. So I doubled back to Granny like, hey, I need some shoes for school. And she like, well, what you want? So I say, all right, let me get these black ones right here. I go get the black joints. So now I'm stomping. I'm like, yeah. And right then and there, I already knew where it was going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I already knew where it was going. And that's what it was. You know what I mean? Everybody that I hung with was on that tip.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So did you go through a courtation, or did you just, by you just coming up in that area, it was like home that you just wind up just representing?
It was more like home.
Right.
It was more like home because, I seen the homies, you know what I'm saying? The big homies stayed up the street in the apartment, so, and all the homies used to frequent and hang out with him, you know what I'm saying? So, it was like, they were family orientated, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So it was like home.
Yeah, we would speak in passing, but it wasn't like, because they was older than me.
Right.
So, like, it wasn't no nigga come hang out with us type shit.
Right.
Until, you know, one of the homies that I went to school with, that I went to elementary school with, was like, bro, he's like, man, I'm from the set. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, nah. He's like, man, come on, like, we finna go over there right now. My homie Doughboy, rest in peace. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, we finna go over there right now, man. I'm really from the hood, nigga. I'm really one of the homies. And I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, never. I'm like, you don't got no family from over here? He's like, yeah, man, my sister from the set. So I'm like, all right. So we go over there, and he tell the homies, he's like, hey, yeah, man, the homie want to get put on.
Yeah.
They look at him, then they look at me. Even though they seen me and they know where I live at, they was like, who is you? And I'm like, man, I'm me. They like, nah, bro, like, that ain't happening. Like, nah, we ain't fucking with you. Get up out of here. And they get on the homie like, man, why you bring this nigga over here? Like, nigga, this members only. Like, why you bring this nigga over here? Oh, man, it's the homie, woo. Hey, man, y'all get y'all asses out of here before we whoop on y'all. Don't bring nobody over here no more. And I was like, damn. And I felt, you know, in my mind, I felt like, damn, like, what you mean? I ain't cut out for this. So I made it my business to, you know, go over there every day. I'm over there. They might have to run me out. That's how I felt. I was like, nah, y'all gonna have to run me up out of here. And they did.
Right.
They did. They just slapped the cat up a few times and get up out of here, man. And then I asked one of the homies that, you know, older homie Big Whack. I asked him, I said, hey, man, why don't you acting like that? He was like, man, because we don't know you like that, bro. Like, we don't know who your family is. We don't know your parents. Like, we don't know where you came from. Like, just basically, you know, they hold on to it and they ain't letting nobody in, basically. And I was saying, like, man, that's what I want. And he like, nah, man, this ain't what you want. And I'm like, yeah, it is. This what I want, man. I want to be from the hood. And he was like, why? Why you want to be from the hood? And I was like, shit, to get my bang on. He was like, man, that ain't a good enough answer, homie. He's like, what you know about being from the hood? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I'm representing homies. I ran the whole thing down, the block, the clique, everything to him. Like, man, this is what it is. And he like, man, go on up out of here, man. Get up out of here. And, you know, some years passed. I turned 11. You know, I think I was in 5th grade at that time. And I pulled back up one day. And I was like, man, you know what? This is it. I'm from here and whatever. And the homies started laughing. Like, man. He said, man, go on and put that nigga on, man. This what you want? Go on and put him on, man. Put him on. They took me to the back. We got it in. You know what I'm saying? I had to fight somebody that was, shit, that dude was like 16, 17. And here it is, I'm 11.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to fight him. They was going to put 2 on me, but they was like, nah, we just give him him.
Right.
Man, lump me up something bad. You know what I mean? Lump me up something bad. I'm talking about whoop me down.
Right.
Homie little bug, whoop me down. I mean, that's the worst beating I ever got to this day.
Right.
He literally like went in. They didn't hold him. They was like, man, get him.
Right.
And they thought that was going to deter me from, you know,
not being from the hood.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, that's it. Now I'm on. I was like, man, I'm one of the homies.
And not to cut you off, but I just want to emphasize, because I took a few notes on what you were saying, man, because it was strict rules back then. And homies would get at you like, nigga, why you want to claim the hood? You know, what you know about the hood? Why you want to do this? You know, it was like how motorcycle gangs is back in the days, how you had to be a prospect damn near before you be initially pulled into this culture, homie, back then.
Real. It took about a year or two, man.
Right,
For me to really get in there, you know what I'm saying, to mingle
right,
and know, what's up.
right. So I'm gonna hand it back to you, Stein, and let you pick up on how you say you got entrenched in mingling. So once you got the cord on, you saying,
My first thing was, man, let's go put in work.
right,
Looked at me like, nigga, what? They was like, oh, no. Don't get that nigga nothing. That nigga ain't finna go out there and do something and then nigga come back and tell on all of us. I'm like, I said, tell?
yeah,
The hell? And I was like, man, one of the armies said, nigga, you got to earn your heat, nigga. Niggas just ain't gonna put nothing in your hand, nigga. You got to earn that. I said, well, how do I earn it? The nigga said, nigga, you earn it.
and at that youthful age, and he running it down to you because that's how it was, homie. You had to earn privileges through the turf. You had to, even if homegirls had a spot, they'll put limitations on it like it was a shelter, like the first 10 homies are. You ain't been around here long enough, so we might have to stand in the rain in certain crew of homies or, certain things of that nature. So go back into what you were saying, Stein.
Yeah, it was rules, you know what I'm saying? It was rules and regulations, like, you had to know certain shit. It wasn't willy-nilly, you know what I mean?
Right. So you had to earn your keeps.
Right. And I had a few good older homies, you know what I'm saying, that would sit me down. You know what I'm saying? And my big homie Smoke Dog and G2, they was literally sit us down and lecture us. You know what I'm saying? Like lecture us. Like, hey, what you doing? Is you hustling? Like you got some money in your pocket? What are you doing? Well, how are you contributing? What are you doing for yourself? You know what I'm saying? And they was like, damn, like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? It was a headache, but we did listen. You know what to do in a situation if the boys pull up, if one time pull up on you, you know what to do in a situation like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do when they pull up on you? You got a pocket full of rocks. You gonna run? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? This is questions that they were asking. You know what I mean?
Versus to now.
Yeah, now, man.
Now you won't get that lecture like that. So I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to block it up to take it kind of like a story where people could kind of follow you. So you get courted on the turf. The homies is running down these stipulations, asking us, can we meet these criteria, fill these shoes? You're filling these shoes at that young age in our illusional mind of banging. You filling these shoes, correct?
The best way you can, you know what I'm saying? Without voting or, ranking out or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
And can you give us a couple of examples of, earning our keeps out here when you in our youthful age?
Yeah, basically, represent and being who you are, not what people expect you to be. You know what I'm saying? Do what you supposed to do, or what you feel like you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Never folding. You know what I'm saying? When you out here calling yourself, going into rival territories and doing things, you got to be wholeheartedly with that. You know what I'm saying? And if something come your way, you know what I'm saying, you got to face that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody catch you, coming out the arcade or something, and they full press on you, and they, where you from? You know what I'm saying? You got to get that thing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get that thing up.
Right.
And follow it up by some action.
Right.
You know what I mean? Follow it up by some action,
So as we out here earning our keeps and following up with action, you know what I'm saying? And out here doing our thing in that mindset we was in at that time, it's only obvious we're gonna go to a juvenile hall institution at our youthful age. Did you ever encounter that?
Yeah, yeah.
And can you tell us briefly how did you land there on your first trip?
Well, I fucked around and earned myself, a weapon. You know what I mean? And I was kind of loose. You know what I mean? I was so eager and overzealous that, you know, and I was blessed. You know what I'm saying? I finally came up on something to, you know, protect myself. You know what I mean? Out here. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, at that time, you know, cats did have stipulations about, you know, oh, that's a little dude, we ain't gonna do nothing to him. But, you know, it's a lot of other cats that be like, I don't care if he's little, I don't care if he's young. If he's from over there and he talking about doing something to the homies over here, we own him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of loose with carrying. I didn't know how to properly carry. You know what I'm saying? And by what I mean by loose is that cats knew that I had it. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody supposed to know that you're carrying it, period.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, cats that I consider, you know, my comrades at school, you know what I mean? They were from different tribes. They knew I had it. You know what I'm saying? And them being young-minded and me being young-minded, you know, cat was like, hey, man, let me see the thing, man. I'm finna go get on the board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So me being like, you know, I'm the nigga out here with the thing. So I put it up. I'm like, yeah, give it back to me at nutrition. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nutrition come, man, police kick in third period, motherfucking door. Bam! They kick that one at the phone and cut through both ways. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you, come here. So I'm like, all right, I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping. Where your locker at? Right here. Where your gym locker at? Right here. And they didn't say nothing. They took me down to the little detention that's in the school.
Right.
And that's crazy, like, you know, to have that at a young age, you know what I'm saying? I was probably about 12, almost 13.
Right, experiencing this.
Right. So to have that, you know what I mean, for a young kid to be detained and threw in a room behind a library, you know what I'm saying, and was like, hey, yeah, man, we got information that you got a pistol.
Right.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, where is that? They like, yeah, we gonna find it. So I'm sitting in there and they bringing in everybody that, you know, the cat was known to associate with in school. They bringing all these dudes in there, one by one.
Right.
And flex cup. I'm like, man, what the fuck? And this is the first time I'm experiencing some shit like this.
Right.
So they come in and they immediately calling me by my government. Hey man, what's up, man? Man, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where y'all come from? I'm like, man, shit, they just came and got me. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Right. Everybody wondering.
Right. And so they come back, you know, with the Ziploc bag with the thing, and then I'm like, ooh wee.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man, we heard that you brought this to school, man. I ain't never seen that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right.
Right. I ain't never seen that. If it was mine, it'd be on me. You know what I mean? I don't know where y'all got that from.
Yeah.
And they like, well, we finna call your parents. Call them. You ain't supposed to be talking to me anyway. Right. You know what I mean? So, you know, that landed me, you know, 9 months in camp. You know what I mean? With the JJC. You know what I mean? And by me and the judge having the same last name, he went extra hard on me.
Right. And what judge was that at that time?
Jones, man.
And what court? What city? What city was that out of?
That's South Central, man.
Right.
That's Central 76, man.
Right.
I don't know if it's still there, but
That was a course spot.
yeah, it was a course spot, man. You know, it's JJC, man.
Right. So what camp did you wind up touching around with that 9-month stay?
Shit, I went to Challenger.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, yeah, I went to Challenger. I went to Challenger, and then I went to Scovey, Redneck, Anazuka. I made my way around.
Right. Went around that whole circle of that
the
joint.
whole shit, like, man, God,
Right. And so those that want to know about your time on it, how was Crippin' and Blood and going down in juvenile camp at that time?
Oh yeah, it was full fledged. It was full fledged. I mean, cause when they locked me up, I went to LP first.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people will go to Central, what they call East Life. Some I went to LP for some reason. I don't know why.
Right. And what was LP like, Stein?
LP was like, damn, it felt like a park. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It felt like a park with just buildings in that motherfucker with, a gang of badass kids in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like a normal day at a park. Like, you go up to the park, try to play some basketball, you got some cats that's gonna holler at you. Hey man, what you doing up here? Who is you? Woo. And it was just like that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, I was spooked at first.
Yeah.
I was spooked. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared to death. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, I'm going to juvenile hall. I don't know what this gonna be like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the way they treat you and not giving you any information on what's going on.
Right.
It's just like, it was
It's
kind
a
of
trip.
scary. Yeah. Being a young dude and not knowing where the fuck you going, where you finna sleep, what you finna eat. You know what I'm saying? And they just tell you, hey, get in that shower. The shower is cold as hell in AD. You know what I'm saying? And you like, damn, I gotta get naked in front of all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they get your ass in there, put these clothes on, and follow me. It wasn't no, can I call my mama? Like, can I call home? It wasn't none of that.
Right. So from us being on the street, going into our hardcoreism, once we landed there, it reality hits us a little bit because we still young, homie.
It hit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. At that age, I wanted to go to jail, bro. Like, I wanted to. I considered that a rite of passage. I know how fucked up it sounds, but I considered that a rite of passage. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm hearing homies talking about jail, or juvenile hall, and being in the box and all that, and it was like, if you wasn't doing that, you wasn't banging. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wasn't doing that, in my mind, those twisted thoughts was like, nigga, you ain't gang banging.
Right.
If you ain't out here, participating full fledged in the activities, you not gang banging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And homies will sometimes like look at you and be like, nigga, you ain't never been to jail, nigga, you ain't never been arrested, nigga, you ain't, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the requirements you were saying, yeah.
So it wasn't a requirement, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
It felt like it to me.
Right.
Nobody said, nigga, you gotta go to jail in order to be considered to be one of the homies.
Right, but our requirements make us feel like that.
Right. In my mind, I thought, going to jail would up my status some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make me, solidify my point where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And that was a twisted way of thinking. So I didn't mind going to jail. I didn't give a fuck if I got caught at mine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was just the point that, nigga, I'm on. Nigga, I'm banging. Nigga, it's pinky in the thumb, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that shit fucked me up. Land me in that motherfucker, and then I was scared.
Yeah.
Then I was scared.
Yeah.
Nigga, like, damn, nigga, I'm in this motherfucker.
So before I did this interview, I asked a few homies, from the red side of the community, and they had gave me a couple questions to throw in between, the interview. And they wanted to know that, okay, you entering the juvenile hall system, all of us that kind of ran this lifestyle, we entered it. But as a Damu, it's a different feeling for us. Cause just feel like, we bloods, we just got the whole Crip card to worry about. Now the Damu team wanna know, what do a Crip go in? What is it? Do he fear other Crips? Because we know a lot of y'all don't, see eye to eye at certain points with one another. Like, do y'all still have that same feeling like a Damu? Like, damn, I got a gang of enemies? Or how do y'all feel? How did you feel, rather?
Well, yeah, because I can't speak on nobody else, but, for me, being from my gang and us being, not as large as a lot of other gangs, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was on higher, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see no homies in there that I knew, you know what I'm saying? So once I got there, it was like, oh, nigga, it's all 10 toes.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what that mentality came in to where, it's me against everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as a cat here, where you from? Hey, man, where you from? Man, I'm from this. Where that's at? And my first reaction was like, wherever you at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. And, that kind of ruffled a lot of feathers with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? People that I never even seen, you know what I'm saying? I never even heard of. Different hoods that I never even heard of, but by my response, you know what I'm saying, was like, oh, yeah. Like, yeah, no, nigga, you finna find out where I'm from.
Right, and that's how it was, yeah.
So, it was like, okay, nigga, you think you this and this and that, nigga, I ain't never even heard of your shit. I'm just asking you where y'all from. Like, where y'all at? I'm nigga, wherever y'all at. You know what I'm saying?
So you had to you had to establish yourself for one in there, yeah, because some of our turf might not be as large as other turfs out here.
Right. And then you run into some cats that know the business, but still will play like they didn't know the business just to get a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you
fight some shit.
Right. So you wind up having to establish your cripping.
Right.
A little tougher right there.
Right. So it was basically I ain't had no allies. I feel like, you know what I mean? I'm on a motorcycle bike. I ain't got no car.
So did you wind up building relationships up during your camp time and juvenile hall stays?
Yeah, after squabbles and fades, you know what I mean?
You start meeting cats.
Right. You start dialoguing, and that's the most important part with our community, you know what I'm saying? When we ain't dialoguing with each other, you know what I'm saying, then confusion comes to rise, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, motherfuckers trying to figure out where you at, you know what I'm saying?
So now,
by dialoguing.
Go ahead, Stein.
Yeah, by dialoguing with different individuals from different areas, you know what I'm saying, you figure out that, shit, we all going through the same shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I'm feeling that through the interview when you was telling us, you know what I'm saying, about, how like I said, we asked the question how it is, we bloods, we checking everybody out. So as a Crip, y'all checking everybody out as well too. And then going to the stipulations and rules you was talking about back then, homie, that, that all consistent in our era. The dude went to jail as a juvenile and you came back and hit the hood. The homies will ask you, like, man, what they talking about in the station, because they would sometimes ask about certain homies. But if you homies will lace you before you know, like, man, hey, man, don't say this, don't do this. So we kind of knew, and we knew to come back and say, oh, man, they asked about this, they asked about you, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that nature. You feel me?
For real. But, like, all the homies, like, the two that I was talking about, you know what I'm saying, they always told us, you know what I'm saying, ask for our parents. Like, if the police, you know what I'm saying, snatch you up and trying to harass you and shit, and they ask you a question, your response will be, I need my parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? If
Right.
you was underage, I need my parents. And
Exactly.
he said that'll shut down everything. You know what I mean?
Right. So now we didn't hit juvenile hall. We didn't wind up taking a few fades, establishing ourselves through there. Now one comes home back to his hood turf community. What was that like at a young age now?
You know, things change within a matter of weeks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you really don't see it unless you've been through it, you know, but things change within a matter of weeks. So, with me doing 9 months, you know, which felt like eternity for a young dude, you know what I'm saying? Getting home, coming home, you know, after hitting weights and, you know, losing weight and getting in shape and doing other things, you know, you hit the hood with a different arrogance. You know what I'm saying? I did. I hit the hood with a different arrogance. Like, jail ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't nothing. I can do that. If need be, I can do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, Cap was out here, like, for the turn up. Not in those words, because, you know, people wasn't saying that back then, but it was like, yeah, I'm for the amp.
Yeah. I gave them their time, so I'm gonna do mine right now. It's back on me. Yeah.
I'm for the gas, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no direction on what I wanted to do, but I had a passion for music, you know what I'm saying? And one of my older homies, E-Rock, rest in peace, he gravitated towards me once he got out the pen and was like, he's like, yeah, man, I heard the song, man. The songs you did, man. Man, you kind of raw, bro. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, man, what you think about it? He's like, man, what you doing now? And I was like, man, I ain't doing nothing. And he was like, man, listen, I got a plan. I'm gonna go get this equipment, man. And you do your thing.
Right.
And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, do your thing, man. Focus on your craft, bro. He's like, man, fuck this shit, man. This shit gonna be here, homie. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, get your money, man. What you gonna do, man? How you gonna take care of yourself?
And it's all within your juvenile time, coming home from camp and all that, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and drop some songs and whatnot. I ain't really serious about it.
Right.
But I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? But my first and foremost was keeping my name clean and, you know, a motherfucker representing the turf to the fullest because, you know, a motherfucker made vows. You know what I'm saying? A nigga dedicated to this, and, you know, this comes first over everything, family members and all.
Right, for real, like them times.
He was like, man, bro, like, nigga, look, check this out, man. You living in a fantasy world, bro. He's like, hey, man, get your shit together. Get your shit together. And I'm like, all right.
And what big homie told you this again?
My big homie, E-Rock.
Right.
He's like, man, get your shit together. He said, man, how do you call yourself a hard time hustler, nigga? You ain't got no money. And it's like, bro. I was like, I got some money. He was like, man, what you got in your pockets right now? I pull out a couple $100 and shit. He pull out a honey bun on me. Like, nigga, look. This is what you should have. He said, that right there, you can't retain no lawyer with that. He said, the shit that you out here doing, man. He's like, niggas wouldn't do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, like, pay attention, man. He was like, man, I'm telling you, I was here before. And I'm going to be here after. Like, nigga, this shit is not going nowhere. He's like, it's okay to love your tribe, but what you going to do for your family, nigga? What you going to do for your future? What you going to do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I haven't thought about it. Like, I had no direction on where I was going.
At that age, yeah, we didn't even know if we going to be here now. Yeah, to cut it up.
This is what we doing. You know saying? And I'm looking at him crazy. Like, man, what you talking about? Like, man, I ain't, I'm with this. And he like, man, look, that's cool and all, but what you gonna do for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? You go to jail, man. How you gonna take care of yourself?
Right. Everything's over with.
Right. You like, man, what are you gonna do? You would what? Flicks and a letter from the homies, but that's gonna satisfy you, bro.
Right. To that run out.
Niggas acknowledging you, or he's like, man, niggas don't give a fuck about you, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Niggas don't give a fuck about you, bro. So niggas is out here trying to get this money. He's like, if need be, motherfuckers gonna get jiggy if the time comes, but motherfuckers ain't on that, bro. Like, we trying to get this money.
And we was blessed to have certain big homies from different areas of communities that used to give us this game like that, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, I felt obligated because the homie took, food out of his kid's mouth, you know what I'm saying, and looked out for me.
Right.
He said, man, I'm going to get you this equipment. Do whatever you need to do. Get this shit done, bro. He's like, man, I don't want to hear nothing about you can't do nothing.
Right, you got the stuff to work with.
We're stopping you because, nigga, I got everything right here at your accessibility. He said, man, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I'm going to cut you off, bro. Period. So, I went to the lab. I grabbed everybody that I could, that I knew how to work equipment and all that. And I said, man, you know what? We finna do this. But, the hood is a gravitational pull, homie.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? That shit don't stop. That shit just keeps going. You know what I'm saying? So when shit happens amongst the set, you know what I'm saying, you obligated. At least that's how I feel in my mind. You obligated.
On the real.
To assist.
On the real.
You obligated to assist.
Right.
When you need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And I want to just pause you real quick, Stein. Like you said, the hood don't stop, homie. It's like a whirlpool, homie. And when you from some of these neighborhoods and areas, like you said, and kind of how like mine was back in the days before the new expansion of the new time hit to get more members, we wasn't that deep. But sometimes you had to bring the noise like it was like the hood was super thick.
Man, let me tell you, man, we is not that deep.
Right.
But when motherfuckers come playing, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna show a nigga what time it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that we want to, but nigga, we have to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like that we want to. We going out here trying to buffalo, motherfuckers and shit. Nah, we ain't on that.
Right.
We trying to get the bag, but if a motherfucker come playing, then
these are possibilities.
Porch,
right. So Stein, I just want to shuffle the board up a little bit. So you had your passion for music, and then in the same token, we still dealing with this hood culture. And like you said, when something happened, a lot of us feel obligated.
Right.
So I just want to take people around. Yeah, I want to take people around and tour your community. Exactly where y'all was at, and like what's y'all square, man?
At the time, man, it was going to Manchester, Broadway and Grand,
That was the area.
That's the area.
And what's surrounding groups surrounding y'all? What other groups is surrounding y'all?
Shit, you got Houses, you got 87s, you got Hoovers, you got Main Street, 7-1 Hustlers, 7 Trey Gangsters, Mad Swans,
And what was y'all relationship like with a lot of them dudes around there? Did y'all get along with a lot of them dudes?
I'll say we got along with who got along with us. You know what I mean? Like we wasn't really looking for, no allies like that, you know what I'm saying? Because we was really doing our thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we fuck with who fuck with us, You know what I
Right.
mean?
At the young age, in our younger time, a couple homies wanted me to ask, in our youthful time, did y'all ever have a lot of fist fights or bump heads a lot with the Mash Swan Bloods over there at that time?
Oh yeah, yeah. We had a few altercations, but it wasn't like all our thing. Like
Right. But y'all
they,
did
they
a
pretty much
chunk 'em.
stayed on their side, we
Yeah.
stayed on ours. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
occasionally shit happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like man,
And what about other local Crips? Did y'all ever have to fist fight as well as with the homies?
everybody that ain't us. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Everybody that ain't us. You know what I mean? People will fake like they like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all cool until they get deep, and then they be like, ah, man, you should turn this. Nigga, never.
So at that useful time, and we knowing how the board is set up, I just want to show people how we're thinking at that time, how the board is set up, and we from a small neighborhood culture at that time before hood start getting deep. What is one attitude, homie? Like, how do a group like that stay tight knitted, homie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we challenge our energy within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go to each other for counsel. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was always there for each other. You know what I'm saying? You can always reach out and call a homie and be like, bro, like, nigga, man, how you feel about this? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, we not detouring from the program. This is us. It's gonna always be us to the world explode. Like, I'ma support you with it. Whatever you doing. You trying to expand this shit, bro, I'ma support you. If you not, I'ma support you.
And how did y'all used to talk about like doing war seasons? What was, I don't want you to really blast the secrets, but what is a strategy that a smaller group do as survival strategies, homie?
Any smaller group.
Yeah,
Any smaller
yeah,
group.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
matter
I'm
who
talking
you
about
is.
any side of what, even from my side back then, because we wasn't so deep then. But I just wanted you to speak on what do we do? Like, what strategies do we do? You know what I'm saying? Do we be on the homies tough about slipping through the hood and this and that?
Yeah, most definitely.
Right,
Most definitely. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? It's protect the home front. Off top. Protect the home front, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is.
And what about dudes like walking
And
around not being strapped and being a liability? Was the Crips tripping in your hood like that? Like if homies was slipping and wasn't up to par, like, and knowing it was a certain type of season that y'all used to get on each other?
I'm gonna put it simple and plain. The homies was tripping on each other about not having no money in their pocket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Cause
saying?
that's how you gonna protect yourself.
It was like, hey, look, you ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you call yourself this, you ain't got no money. You call yourself doing this, and you ain't got no protection. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you was getting held accountable. It wasn't no, just freeload. You
Yeah,
know what
you're
I'm saying?
thinking for
Cat
yourself
popping
out
up.
here.
You know what I'm saying? Cat popping up and hanging out just when it's functions and smoke in the air.
Nah.
Barbecue. No. Everybody was getting held accountable.
Right.
Everybody was getting held accountable. Homegirls included. I'm talking about, man, the homegirls was, yeah.
Yeah.
The homegirls was with all that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And you had to be. You had to be or you was getting the boot.
Right.
Can
you give us
you don't want to be one of the niggas getting the boot.
Right. Can you give us a couple popular names, if you can, like one or two popular influence names, influencers that was over there that'll give the young homies a right message, whether if it was a homegirl or a big homie?
The homie Big Smoke Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the homie Big Smoke Dog, man. That's a real general, man, a righteous teacher.
Right. Was there anybody else in the category of a smoke dog?
Oh, yeah, T2.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Homies is gonna shed that light. Lil Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah, ATI CRP is. He gonna shed that light on you, homie. They gonna pull your coattail.
Right.
They don't care what your status is within the game.
They gonna tell you.
If you wrong, homie. There's no wavering, homie. They love is unequivocal for the homies, you know what I'm saying? So they ain't gonna waver. They gonna tell you when you wrong.
One more thing, homie, before we click into a part 2, Stein. Any homegirls that was special and influential, was a hell of an influence at that time to tell a homeboy something good, because a lot of people be wanting to hear us say good things about our homegirls that played their part.
Hell yeah, the homegirl Big Mimi.
Right.
And the homegirl Consuelo, man. HTRP, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they was there, homie.
Good homegirls.
The real ones. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not taking away from none of the other homegirls.
Yeah.
They was hands-on, you know what I'm saying? They was around before I was around. You know what I'm saying? And they shared guidance, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For sure.
Stein, I want to appreciate you on this part 1, man. And we gonna roll over to part 2 and keep bringing it, homie. So I want to salute you and tell everybody stay posted for part 2 with the homeboy Stein from Hard Time Hustler Crip. And we're gonna keep sending it.